CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And off the top, taking a live look outside, cloudy skies and some showers in the mix. But what can we expect for the weekend? Let's get right to Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler. Cindy, when will we see the sun?
Boy, we certainly want to get rid of this icky weather right now. Oh my goodness, if you look outside, we've got water on the screens here. This is the icon of the seas just sitting out here. Those folks not leaving yet, but any of these cruise ships want to get out of here because it's just been a nasty day today. 68 degrees, and that also happens to be our high so far. However, we have a warm front that's going to slide north tonight, so our temperatures could actually rise at this point. Northeasterly winds, light though, but about 6 miles per hour. There's this front just sitting down here. Eventually that's going to start making its way northward. We've got clouds streaming in, and it is an overcast sky right now, and all this rain, it's nasty, drizzly type of a rainfall that continues to move northeastward. Notice the heavier showers are offshore, and I think that's mostly where it's going to stay. So this is what we get. Now, as the front moves north, it'll bring in a little bit of energy, so we could have some spots with a little bit heavier rain, but for the most part, this is just what we're going to get for this evening into the tonight hours. Winds at this point kind of northeasterly at 6 miles per hour, so it has not been a breezy day, but that drizzle and that light rain, that just continues. Now, as the front moves through tomorrow, the winds will turn to a southerly direction, and look at this, the winds will pick up in the afternoon. We're going to see some gusts 20-22 miles per hour, so it does become breezy again, and those breezy conditions are going to stay with us. So we now have a high rip current risk along the beaches starting at 7 p.m. tonight, and that's going to last through tomorrow evening. So if you want to head to the beach, and actually tomorrow might be a pretty good day, we'll get to see some sunshine, keep in mind that rip current risk for you. So let's time this out. Thursday tonight, 6 p.m., heaviest rain off the coast here, at least according to this model here. This is what our rain tracker is showing, and by 10, 11 o'clock tonight, a lot of that rain now lifting northward as those winds turn. The front moves north and takes the energy with it, and then we have another front coming in this weekend. Of course we do. This is the way it is. This one will be weaker, so I'm not expecting storms, but we could see some rain by the afternoon into the evening, so we're going to watch for that. Our temperatures won't be too bad though, and our rainfall totals will be quite light. Combine that with the rain tonight into the weekend. Front moves north. Here comes the next cold front. This one again, another cold front with just a chance for showers. Other than that, the weather is looking pretty good as we head into the weekend. Temperatures will stay on the mild side. High tomorrow, 82, 81 on Saturday. Next week, temperatures stay pretty nice as well.
Looking forward to that warm up. Thank you, Cindy. Now at 4, 9 people were minutes away from being poisoned to death by carbon monoxide. It happened inside a Margate home. Fortunately, they were found just in time. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn has been working this story all day, and she explains what happened.
Yeah, when I wake up, I saw all the firefighter trucks, and I saw that they were putting at least the oldest child.
Raul Pedraza was surprised to see the commotion this morning. He lives across the home where 9 people suffered from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, yeah, I saw them before that. I saw them lighting themselves with the phones inside that I figured that they don't have power.
Margate Fire got to this home at 4955 Southwest 5th Court in Margate after a person found one of the people inside not responding.
Crews arrived. They found a generator being used inside the house. Crews did a good job airing the house out. They had 9 patients total, 5 adults and 4 juveniles. David Scholl is the fire marshal for Margate Fire. He says it's likely fumes from the gas generator spread through the home. I cannot stress enough not to use a portable generator inside the home. They all were suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Were they without power? Is that why they started using a generator inside?
As far as I know, yes. I'll be out here with the Margate Building Department to also go over if they need, if there's electrical issues or also any assistance they would need from us.
Important information. That was Jacqueline Quinn reporting. In Doral, Miami-Dade police issued a reminder to residents, and it's ahead of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Across South Florida, hundreds take to the streets in bicycles, dirt bikes, and ATVs. It's for the Wheels Up, Guns Down demonstration. Every year this happens. Newly sworn in Miami-Dade Police Director Stephanie Daniels issued a strong reminder about the event. It's to residents who want to take part.
We want all Miami-Dade County residents to celebrate his memory and come together as a community. For those looking to celebrate, try to attend one of the various commemorative events happening across our county. Remember that we should be celebrating these planned events as a community and in a cautious and safe manner.
Daniels says while residents are welcome to demonstrate, riders are cautioned to stay away from major roadways and highways to avoid disrupting traffic. The search is on to find the shooters responsible for killing a customer inside of a beauty salon. The shooting happened at the Point Ives Shopping Center, and this is where Ives Dairy Road meets Northeast 2nd Avenue. Police say that a customer was targeted. Investigators say 2 people took off in a white vehicle. Call police if you have any information. When we come back, a live report from New York. What happened in court today in the former president's trial. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Former President Donald Trump spoke out during closing arguments. It was in his civil fraud trial in New York City. At stake, hundreds of millions of dollars in penalties and the organization's ability to do business in New York. CBS News Miami's Bradley Blackburn joins us live from New York with the very latest. Bradley.
Yeah, all of this is playing out just days ahead of the Iowa caucuses. And this moment today where President Trump spoke his mind in open court was perhaps more about politics than legal arguments. He is using the court as a campaign stop, even as he faces serious penalties for his business. With closing arguments underway in his New York civil fraud case Thursday, former President Donald Trump made his case directly to the public.
This is a political witch hunt, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before.
Inside the courtroom, Trump, who had wanted to give a closing argument himself, spoke briefly, calling the proceedings, quote, a fraud on me, before the judge cut him off.
Now we'll see if we're going to get an honest verdict. We didn't have a jury. We had no rights to a jury.
New York Attorney General Letitia James brought the case, accusing Trump and his company of financial fraud by inflating the values of its real estate properties in order to get better loans. The state is seeking $370 million in penalties. The case could end up barring Trump from doing business in New York.
The state's argument is very clear here, which is we have put on plenty of proof that the former president inflated his assets by a huge amount in order to enrich himself and his family.
Before the trial started, the judge had already ruled that Trump engaged in fraud. The big issue that remains for him to decide now is what, if any, damages to award.
I'm not sure you can show a high level of damages or ill-gotten gains from this transaction.
Trump disregarded limits imposed by the judge during his comments in the courtroom. He used them to maintain he did nothing wrong.
We're a very innocent company. We did everything right.
The hearing came hours after Judge Arthur Engoron's home received a bomb threat. He is expected to issue his ruling by the end of the month. And Trump's own attorneys have called these punishments he faces here the equivalent of the business death penalty. In addition to this civil case, he faces criminal charges in several other cases. He does deny all wrongdoing. And Najahe, we should say he remains the front runner in the polls for the Republican presidential nomination.
Will certainly be interesting to see how this all unfolds. Bradley, thank you for that live report. Now to this week's Miami Proud. Most wouldn't think that picking up stray dogs is part of a police officer's job description, but in Pembroke Pines, that's exactly what road officers will do. The department has a one-of-its-kind animal assistance program. CBS News Miami Keith Jones shows us how the group is making Miami proud.
At first glance, they look like happy dogs taking a joyride in a car. But pictures don't always tell the real story. They're abandoned dogs, picked up or rescued by Pembroke Pines police officers. And they temporarily call the police department home.
I just love animals, and it's my passion.
That passion and a sad scenario that became a reality pushed this retired Pines homicide detective to make a difference.
One person came in and he was on vacation. His dog got out, sent to animal control, and the dog was unfortunately euthanized while he was gone.
And so, Pooches and Pines was born. 4 indoor-outdoor kennels that always seemed to be full. Angela Goodwin started the strictly volunteer organization when she was a sergeant on the police force back in 2011. She still runs it today. And since the pandemic, Pooches and Pines ends up with, well, more pooches than it can handle.
A lot of people would just leave them in their house when they were kicked out, and they would just leave a dog in their house, or we're getting them tied up to trees.
This little girl, who was overbred, experienced a similar fate.
Yeah, this was around her neck, and this was tied to a fire hydrant over in Pembroke Gardens.
And she'd been there 5 hours or so?
About.
She's certainly in better hands now, and like all the others, is well taken care of.
They are fully vetted, they get a microchip, they're spayed or neutered, they get all their vaccines, and whatever medical conditions, that they have, we pretty much are, within a reason, we take care of them as well.
Pooches is run by volunteers on 4 shifts throughout the day. Suzanne Meneses shows us around.
This is Orlando, he's our night shift. All of the dogs have an indoor part in the air conditioning, so they can come inside when it's hot. We can go in through here to give them their food, change their water out. That gets done 2-3 times a day. If we have to give them parasite meds or anything that's prescribed by the vet, you'll see it hanging up here on their intake sheet.
Volunteers walk or get pulled around the parking lot, as it were, several times a day. There are cuddles, there are kisses, bending over backwards for you. And they say every dog has its day. I would suggest every dog has a story, hopefully with a chapter about a new home.
I just spoke with Angela, the president of Pooches and Pines. She says they are absolutely inundated over the holidays with dogs. So if you have a little room in your heart and your home, they would love to hear from you. They need donations, but what they really need are volunteers. You can contact them through the link that I posted in our article on our website, cbsmiami.com. In studio, Keith Jones, CBS News, Miami.
That's your Quickcast. I'm Najahe Sherman. Thank you for joining us.